All right, in this lesson, welcome to your DLD. We're going to talk about transformations, and there are 3 out of 4 transformations that we're going to discuss today. The first one is a translation, meaning that we take a point, a line segment, or a shape, and we slide it left, right, up, or down. So our pre-image is the shape that we start with. The image is the shape that we have moved. So it's important to understand that we are not changing the size of these shapes. We are just simply sliding them left, right, up, or down on our graph. And this is called a translation. Now, what I want you to write down is this information on the side of your notes next to examples 1 through 4. Before you do this, let's discuss one more thing. The x-coordinate controls how far we go left or how far we slide our shape right. And that makes sense because your x-axis goes from left to right on a graph. The y-coordinate controls how far we go up or down, or what we add or subtract from our y controls how far we move our shape or slide it or translate it up or down. So x plus means that we go to the right, x minus means we go to the left, y plus means we go up, y minus means we go down. I would pause the video and make sure that you have these important pieces of information. So let's go ahead and jump in and try example 1. It says, let's translate. So we're doing a translation. So we're sliding our figure. X minus 2 units, y minus 1 units. So recall that your x controls left or right. X minus is the same as adding negative. And think about your number line. Negatives are on the left side of 0. So x minus means we are going to go left 2. Now, y minus means that we are going to go down 1. Y minus means we go down. Y plus means that we add more to our y value or we go up. So let's go ahead and translate this. I'm going to translate one point at a time, and I'm going to start with point y. So starting at y, I'm going to go left 2, down 1. Now, when we translate our shape, we write our new points as prime, meaning that I put a little apostrophe, if I can talk, next to our coordinate so that we know that that is the coordinate that has been moved. It helps us know what is our original shape, our pre-image, and what is our new shape. Where is our new shape moved to? That's our image. Now let's do the same for our x. We're going to go left 2, down 1, and that will be x prime. That is the new position of my x coordinate. Now let's do that for w. Point W is down here. I'm going to go left 2, down 1, 1, 2, left 2, down 1. And I'm going to label that W prime. And then for point Z, I'm also going to go left 2, down 1. So notice how each point moves the same amount. Left 2, down 1. That translation rule applies to all points. Now make sure that you write your coordinate. So write your coordinate point names. Okay, so make sure that you keep your x as x prime, your y as y prime, w as w prime, and z as z prime. That way you know which is your original, what is your pre-image, and what is your new shape, what is your image, where has that original shape been moved to. Let's try another one. So on number 2, it says translation, so we need to think slide, and it tells us to move x plus 5 units and y minus 1 units. Again, remember that x plus means we move to the right, y minus means we move down. So we are going to move right 5 and down 1. Why don't you pause the video and move each coordinate, each point, right 5 and down 1. So translate right 5, down 1, and then play the video and check your work. All right, so hopefully this is the shape that you ended up with. Again, notice how the size of our original shape has not changed. The only thing that has changed from our pre-image to our image is that we have moved or slid it 5 units right, 1 unit down. Okay. So for the last 2 examples with transformations, that is a translation, we are going to write a rule to describe each transformation. So we need to recall that x plus means that we're moving in object a segment or a point right, x minus means left, y plus means up, y minus means we're going down. So I'm going to take a look at 2 points that are the same. Just one is my pre-image, the other is my image. So I think I'm going to pick G and G prime. Now, if you wanted to know what was going on between your pre-image and your image, you could pick another point such as F and F prime, or H and H prime. You just need to make sure that you're looking at the same point. So for G, to get from G to G prime, I'm going to look at what's happening. So how far have I moved right or left first? So I can see that to get from G to G prime, I have moved left 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So left 4. Now I also want to know how far I went up to get from G to G prime. So after I went left 4, I think I go, if I counted correctly, up 1, 2. So left 4, up 2. So I don't just say left 4, up 2. I want to write this in notation that I can use to describe a translation. So remember, x plus means right, x minus means left. So for my left 4, I'll write that as x minus 4. And for my up 2, I'll write that as y plus 2. And that would be my rule to describe this translation. Let's try one more. So for number 4, I'm going to take a look at T and T prime. So I want to see what's happened to these 2 points. How has T been translated to get to T prime? So to get from T to T prime, I can see that I've gone left 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to write that as left 3. And then I've gone up 1. So the way that I'll write that is x minus 3. Remember, x plus means right, x minus means left. And then my up 1 would be y plus 1. That is all for your video on translations. Remember that translation means to slide. We are not changing the size of our shape, our point, or our segment. We're just simply sliding it. It's almost like we're picking up our pre-image and sliding it left, right, up, or down to move that original shape to a new location.